What does Sean Payton have to say about the Devaughn Vele trade? This is your Denver Sports Daily for August 22nd.
The biggest stories, the latest news. It's Denver Sports Daily.
The Broncos traded away Devaughn Vele on Wednesday in a shocking move. Definitely a shocking move. I don't really know anybody that could have seen it coming, at least on that day. And we finally got the chance to hear from Sean Payton yesterday as he took the podium at training camp, and he immediately credited Vele, going on and on about how he, Vele is everything that the Broncos are looking for and everything that Sean Payton is looking for. So here's the quote. He said, quote, "All the things we look for: discipline, structure, smart, tough, talented. That's why this one was difficult. He was fantastic when we visited with him." And, when you're looking at players that have as great of a rookie season as Devaughn Vele, and he did have a great season, and that's not even taking into account the fact that he was a 7th round pick. He lived up to everybody's expectations plus more. So clearly it was hard for Sean Payton. And, Payton didn't stop speaking about him there. I feel like people would be a little bit disappointed if that's all that we got out of why this trade took place, why it happened. And he spoke on why they made this decision, what was going through Sean Payton's head. He said, quote, "There's a point at some point where you're looking at the roster and you're looking at your depth. And towards the end, we felt it was something that was going to be the best for the club." And then Payton went on, "When you factor in where Troy's at, where Pat's at, where Trent Sherfield's at, we can keep 6 receivers. We're probably only going to get 5 to the game. And look, Vele may have been going to the game, but there would have been a discussion as to the 6. How are we looking at our game day? I said this a few weeks ago. I think we might have a few players playing for another team. And here's one." So clearly, they were looking at all of the factors, especially that wide receiver room, looking at how many people they have on their depth chart. Keeping 6 receivers a lot. And, you're probably only going to get 5 to suit up. So it didn't really make sense to keep Devaughn Vele at least, because he's not going to suit up for every game. If Trent Sherfield is going to be playing special teams, if Pat Bryant is really what you have the hope for him to be, and if Troy Franklin is going to be out there balling and taking over that position. Troy Franklin's had an amazing camp, and clearly it came down to Troy Franklin and Pat Bryant and how well they were playing. And they said, you know what? Devaughn Vele maybe just doesn't have a spot here. And it just sucks because Devaughn Vele had an outstanding rookie season. I mean, he missed a quarter of the season. And not only was he the 3rd best receiver on the Broncos, he had a case for the 2nd best receiver. He had a real strong case in him being better than Marvin Mims last season. Mims had more receptions, more yards, more touchdowns, but Devaughn Vele had the same amount of 20-plus yard plays and more first downs. He was their 3rd down guy. So if Troy Franklin or Pat Bryant can be that guy, then great. Then great. You got great draft capital for him. But you're trading away a guy that played out of his mind for something that you could get in the future. You have a stud on your roster. And this is the way I've been looking at it. I've kind of taken some time to think about it because yesterday I couldn't make a real opinion on whether or not this was a good trade. And I don't think anybody will be able to make an opinion on whether or not this is a good trade until those draft picks are on the roster, until they're real players. You've got a guy who went out there last season and was a stud. He has a great upside, incredible potential. Devaughn Vele had all of that. And you trade him away for people that could have potential in the future. A 4th rounder could be good. A 7th rounder in 2027 could make the roster. We don't know. So you're trading away a great player, your 3rd best receiver in a championship year, as Sean Payton will say. They need to be comfortable thinking about the championship. And you're trading away your 3rd best receiver for a chance at something in the future. I'm really, the more time I take to think about this trade, the more I don't really like it as much. But hey, you got draft capital for him. He was a 7th round pick. You got a 7th rounder back and a 4th rounder. So if they can do something with those picks, then sure, it'll be a good trade. But as of now, I'm just not all for it. Now, moving on, staying with the Broncos, though, tomorrow they are taking on the New Orleans Saints in their final preseason game of the year. The Broncos are looking to finish their preseason with an undefeated record, and it looks like that should be a piece of cake as they're going to take on the New Orleans Saints tomorrow in the morning. Now, the starters for the Broncos will be playing, so this will be our final chance to see Bo Nix before the regular season begins. How will he look? Earlier in training camp, he wasn't looking great. In the first preseason game, didn't look great, but he's turned it up. He's gotten better. Training camp, he's in it now. He knows where he is. He knows where he stands. There's no QB controversy, whether or not people want you to believe it or not. Jarrett Stidham is not a QB1 for this team. It's still Bo Nix, and it will be for a long time. But we got to go out there and we got to see what Bo Nix does tomorrow. Now, of course, the biggest news around this is what we were just talking about. Devaughn Vele was, of course, traded to the Saints on Wednesday, but I doubt we will get to see him play as he still has to clear his physical, get all moved in, everything like that. I really highly doubt that we'll get to see Devaughn Vele play the Broncos in their final preseason game, but definitely would be a storyline if he is out there playing up against the Broncos. And if he is, I'd expect a big game from Devaughn Vele. But again, highly doubt that he'll be playing. But the Saints have arguably the worst roster in the NFL. So if you're talking about going undefeated in the preseason, yeah, you can do it. Their QBs, Tyler Shutt, Spencer Rattler. I forget who their third QB is. They're no names. Jake Hayner, I believe. What are we doing here? How do you get a QB room that bad? And I will continue to hate on the Saints QB room because they had a chance to take Shedeur Sanders multiple times. But no, Tyler Shutt is the guy. Now, despite them having a terrible depth chart, the Broncos are heading into this matchup as only 3-point favorites, and that game will kick off at 11 a.m. tomorrow. Definitely will be a fun game. But moving on, Nikola Jokic has been tearing it up in Eurobasket. I feel like Nikola Jokic doesn't care about the NBA, but as soon as he goes to play in Europe, that man starts turning up. I don't know if you guys saw the video that came out a couple days ago where he was looking like LeBron James doing a 360 windmill dunk. Incredible from Nikola Jokic. But Eurobasket has been having their warm-up matches for the past couple weeks, and Nikola Jokic has led Serbia to an undefeated record. Now, Serbia capped off their warm-up games with a massive 106-72 win over Luka Doncic's Slovenia. In only 21 minutes in that game, Jokic put up 10 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists. He's playing half the game and putting up a near or halfway to a triple-double, I guess, if only the 4 assists. But still, incredible numbers. And Nikola Jokic, you know his efficiency is just insane. So him going out there to play Europe basketball, the way that his play style already is, it just suits him. Now, Jokic's Serbia is ranked second best in the world right now as a national team behind only the USA. Of course, we know that the USA is always the best basketball team in the world because, I mean, look at their roster all the time. It's the most stacked roster out of any sport around the world. Now, the Eurobasket tournament tips off on Wednesday, and we'll get to see Serbia take on Estonia at 12:15 p.m. on Wednesday. That's the 27th, so make sure you're tuning in. Definitely be a fun game to watch. But that'll do it for your Denver Sports Daily. Let's see. Good morning, Joey. Not surprised with the trade, but surprised by the value. Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. Not surprised by the trade, maybe. I was a little bit surprised that it came out. You know, I wasn't expecting it. You know, at least then. There wasn't really very much talk of trading Devaughn Vele until it happened. So I was a little bit surprised by the trade. The value, though, I was surprised by. You're getting a 4th and a 7th rounder for a 7th rounder that we got to see last year. Now, Devaughn Vele, though, could be that guy in the future. He could be one of those big receiving names. I know it sounds crazy right now, but you look at some of the best receivers of all time and you look at their rookie seasons, he had a better rookie season. I mean, he had a better rookie season than all 4 of Julian Edelman's first 4 seasons. So, you know, Devaughn Vele, his upside and his potential was definitely worth a 4th and a 7th rounder. That's why it kind of sucks, though, that the Broncos had to get rid of him when they, you know, could use another receiver. The big 3 of Courtland Sutton, Devaughn Vele, and Marvin Mims could have been great in the next 2 or 3 years. Definitely shocking to me, at least. Looking forward to see Alex and Dre playing together. It should be enlightening. Definitely. It will be very fun. Very fun to see. But that'll do it for your Denver Sports Daily. I'll be back with you guys again on Monday, recapping this preseason game, finalizing the entirety of the preseason. And then football season is almost here. We got 2 weeks until the NFL is back. 2 weeks from yesterday, Thursday, from 2 weeks from Thursday, we got NFL. Definitely crazy. I cannot wait. And then, of course, college football is back tomorrow. We got an okay slate tomorrow. We got one ranked matchup, and then the rest are only okay. But it will be really fun to see. We got college football back. But that'll do it for you, Denver Sports Daily. I'll see you all on Monday. Until then, y'all have a great rest of your day, and I will see you all later. Bye, y'all.